inside Lincoln Financial Field. Welcome in, football fans. Thanks for joining us. Kate, Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you. And Brock, on paper, it's not quite the competitive contest that everyone hopes for each week, but projections have us heavily tilted towards one sideline here.
One thing that is cool, Kate, it's been really easy to rally together this week for this team because nothing will unite a football roster, in my experience, than having the whole world against you. Heck, even your own fans at home against you. They don't care if nobody thinks they've got a shot. Those dudes playing today, putting that uniform on, they believe they can do this, and the power of that belief is a big deal.
Cam Little after the opening kick. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Short kick gathered in at the 15. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Hurts now from the gun. His first throw is an interception. Devin Lloyd making the play. And the Jaguars take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
So here comes the Jaguar offense now. Their turn to set out on an opening drive. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
Almost the completion of the wrong team there. And it's going to be second down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Pass brought in by Parker Washington. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They're now set for 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home that side.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
24. Here we go.
Trying again following the sack. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Cooper to Gene with the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Yeah, this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come
Delay
out.
game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still 4th down.
Cam Little now to attempt this field goal. This kick from the left side. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
The Eagles about set to get going for their 2nd drive. And as they take the field, Brock, they got to be thankful that intercept. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Fields this at the 19. Juke the defender. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. Nice return there, 15 yards gain. And it'll be Jaguars football. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Lawrence working from the gun. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Ooh, almost to throw the caution. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up. Ooh, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover, and that'll bring up second down. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Still second down.
So things getting a bit tougher following that penalty. We've got second and 15. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time. They take the penalty.
Still 3rd down.
Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down. Throwing from the gun. He beams one deep right side. Big gain downfield. Along the right sideline, there's space. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars go up 6-0 here in the first. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Cam Little to try the extra points. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts from the 16. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Great, set. Delta.
Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he'll get it up to the 44. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Option play. They give it to Barkley. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Great. No touch.
Throwing now from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down.
No touch that. No touch.
Running back sent in motion.
No touch.
Now Hurts on 3rd and long. And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
This defense could not make a bigger statement out of the gate with this game. Man, the lead up to a ball game, trash talk. Right things said in the paper, Baltimore material, whatever it is. This defense took something personal, Kate, and they are taking it out on this quarterback.
That's grabbed at the 10. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The Jaguars and Brian Thomas Jr. readying for another drive on offense. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the
Delay of
offense.
game, offense.
Everyone was set, and at the line, the quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Still 1st down.
Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty.
23.
Lawrence throwing here. Finding Thomas near the sideline. And he's going to be out right along the 25.
You want to know why we see so many gray hairs, Kate, on these D coordinators we meet with? It's plays like that. These D coordinators hate quarterbacks that can escape the pocket, escape the blitz, and make you pay with completions.
Hey, run.
2nd and 3 now. Lawrence looking to throw. The Eagles swarm in and take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Call that a punt of 47 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Great, set. No touch.
Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
No touch, set.
So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football.
No touch, set.
They start out with a 2nd and 3. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And his short game gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They've got first down from the 31.
Great, set. No touch, set. No touch.
From the pistol, Hurts. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Great, set. No touch.
Hurts looking to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Devin Lloyd making the play. And the Jaguars get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out and throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs, and he's now reached it with that last catch. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Flushed out of the pocket. On the run, he's got it inside the 25. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. 1st and goal here.
Hey.
From the red zone now. Vacates quickly left side. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone.
Red on red.
Lawrence to throw it. Rolling out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars pull out in front further, 13-zip. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars double their lead to 14. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. On the return, Britton Covey. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Great. Set. Delta.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Forced out to his right. He takes it himself. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Second and 3 now.
Great. Set. Delta.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Eric Armstead there on the stop. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Jaguars with an extra defensive back out there, 3rd down. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle them up before it came to fruition.
Braden Mann out once more for another punt. Out to return this for the Jaguars, Devin Duvernay. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. That's Thomas. He's got it. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
I love everything about that play, Kate, so much for a quarterback. When you throw in that crossing route, it's imperative that you lead that receiver. You don't throw where he's at, you throw where he's going. And when you do, yards after catch follow.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. First and 10, it's Lawrence. Throwing this back in the end zone. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Thought he had a touchdown there. And it sets up second down.
Hey, Lion.
From the shotgun, Lawrence getting out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now Lawrence. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Now the second time we've had the privilege of calling a touchdown pass to him in this opening half, Brock, and you're starting to get the feeling that he isn't done yet.
Well, but defensively, Kate, you got to do something different. It's kind of like a pitcher who gives up a home run and then a second home run to that same guy. You are not going to give him a pitch to hit, and this defense has got to start taking this receiver away.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars stretch their lead to 21.
Eagles nothing. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Covey now to return this. He's popped at the end of that one. Painful end to a real solid return there. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And things are really getting away from him, so an important moment here to try and get a sustained possession going. They've got first down from the 31.
Great, set. Delta.
Hurts now from the gun. On the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. After the sack, another pass on second down. Sheds off a rusher. Now here he goes. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Complete out to the right. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down throwing for Hurts. Flush down out to his left. He's on the move. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Great, set.
Back to throw, Hurts. Rolling left, And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Eagles decide to spend their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. All right, here we go. Second down.
No touch it. No touch.
Another try following the sack. Barkley's got it. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
No touch.
On third down, it's Hurts. And the Jaguars are there. He's hauled down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down. So it's halftime, and the visiting Jaguars have played themselves to a nice little lead thus far. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Devin Duvernay to return it. They get to him before that return can amount to much, just beyond the 15-yard line. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Hey, run.
Lawrence working from the gun. He throws a bullet deep to the right. He's got it deep downfield. He mixes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars grow the lead coming out of halftime. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars continue piling onto this lead.
Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return coming from the 14. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Eagles are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
No touch it. No touch.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Great. Set. No touch.
Here's another carry for Barkley. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8.
Great. Set. No touch.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Buys time, rolling right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
The Eagles are in punt formation. And he's been one of the players of this game. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. Brings it in at the 12. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. The Jaguars headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They've got first down from the 31.
On red. Here we go, son.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Here's Kirk. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On first and 10, here's Lawrence. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive. Because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
So not very long. Now it's Lawrence. He puts some power on a deep one left. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up fourth down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Jacksonville in punt formation. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come
Delay
out.
of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. The Jaguars into punt formation. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Takes it in at the 26. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions, and why we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner. We do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing. Supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. They go to Barkley again. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Darnell Savage brings that to an end. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Now Hurts. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I think we can officially call this pile-on mode. They've been the better group all game. You felt it. This quarterback, well, he certainly felt the brunt of it. The rest of the way, Kate, this may be time to pad those stats and keep on pressing against a group that has had no answers for him up front.
And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Red on red. Silver.
Lawrence throwing here. The Eagles swarm in and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again, in a massive sack on 1st down. That's the right way to begin this series defensively.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Hey, go, go!
Trying again, following the sack. Chased out to his right. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
First sack, wobbled the card. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first 2 plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely third down pickup.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on third.
Hey, easy, route.
From his own end zone on 3rd and long. He's going to push one deep. Big gain downfield. 30. A 10. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars blowing them out now, 34-zip. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
On is Little for the extra point. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delayed game.
Offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. Extra distance, no problem for him as his kick is good. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Fielded at the 14. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind in a game that has gotten out of hand. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Great, set.
Barkley trying this up the gut. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
No touchdown.
Straight ahead, here's Barkley. This is ahead for about 5. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Great, set. No touchdown.
Here's Saquon. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Their punter making his way out now. And he's been getting all of it every time out. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget.
Hey, lion.
First down throw, Lawrence. He's throwing deep to the left side. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped it incomplete on 1st down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Rip, 23.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Now Doug Peterson, seeing that play clock running down, he calls a timeout, as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Hey, run. Red.
Lawrence looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. The Jaguars have it as we start this 4th quarter, and they can probably go on cruise control pretty soon with that lead. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on third down.
On red.
Lawrence now off the play action. He rolls to his right. On the move. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the Eagles get the football back with great field position there at the 36. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
First down, ball at the 36.
No touchdown. No touchdown.
Hurts setting up to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. And they bring him down around the 34.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
No touchdown. No touchdown.
Running back sent in motion
No
left.
touchdown.
From the pistol, Hurts. And that one's going to hit the turf. This one intended for the running back. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Great.
Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
All right, set now, 1st and 10.
Great. Set. No touchdown.
Throwing here, Hurts. He's on the move. Oh, he's calling his own number again. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
No touchdown.
Short side option here. He's running left. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal.
Great. Set. No touchdown.
They'll go with another option play to the left. And he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles making the scoreboard look a touch better. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles cut the lead down to a more manageable 28 points. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Lisa 24.
Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
All right, let's go.
Etienne again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Taken right at the 40. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That just misses the 50 mark, gets a 49-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Hurts looking to throw. Able to get it to Barkley. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Great, set.
Hurts now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Now Hurts on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And as he goes out of bounds, we've got a flag on the play. Against the defense. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. They got the interference call on 3rd down, and that keeps this drive going with a new set of downs. First and 10, here's Hurts. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, this has been flawless, really, from every side, Kate. In order to get to double-digit sacks, it requires a tremendous amount of work leading up to this game, but then ultimately the execution of everybody. This has been the acronym of team. Together, everyone achieves more, and more is 10 sacks.
All right, here we go. Second down.
No touch that. No touch.
Another try following the sack. Barkley's got it. He has room past the 25. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
No touch that. No touch.
A play fake now hurts to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. 3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. On 4th down, Hurts. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Hey, go, go.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over him.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
They'll bring out the punter here. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he gets it away from his end zone. Returning from the 43. And a nice return has him looking at a very short field now. Looks like he might break it for a minute, but still a good 14 yards on the return. And it's going to be their football coming up. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Great.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
2nd down, Hurts throwing again. That pass complete to Goddard. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
No touch that. No touch.
1st down from the red zone. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles putting up points in a game decided. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles cut the lead by a quarter. Down now to 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire.
Delay of game, offense.
A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty.
Hey, Lion,
Victory
Lion.
formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here. So the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. There can't be too many feelings better than this, Brock. You come in on the road.
On EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the AFC North. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Now Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. This 2nd and 4. Running from the gun with Henry. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
The tight end in motion right. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
2nd and 7. Jackson. Flush to his right. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
In motion right is Aguilar. Jackson. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And out of bounds right around the 20. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. That's complete. Left side to Bateman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman on the touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Let's make no bones about it. On paper, they're the better team. They're at home. That's a strong opening drive.
And just think how many times this type of a matchup, just what you said, better team at home, should steamroll them. And we've seen it go the other way. Sometimes, though, they buy into it and understand we are the better team. Let's go out and prove it right now.
Justin Tucker for the extra point.
Alert! 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 Check! Panther! Unlock line! Unlock line!
And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski, the former national champion at Clemson, bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And he makes it so difficult for all defenses because when he's got the ball, it's hard to say when a play is truly over because he can create from any spot on the field and in any situation, even when it appears that he's contained. When he's running your offense, a big play could arrive from any possible spot.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. Back to throw, Watson. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Now Watson. Let's get, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On fourth down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep is Steven Sims. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's Jackson to throw. A slant route caught by Bateman. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
It's not.
Throwing is Jackson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he missed it. It's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 45. To throw is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
As a former defender, I can feel their sigh of relief after that one because when he breaks out of the pocket and you face a mobile quarterback, he causes all kind of problems in your secondary. They were able to force that incompletion.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Sacked on the corner blitz by Marlon Humphrey. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for 3rd and long. Steps away to his left. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Flowers. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. On the option right is Jackson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They got 5. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
They'll send a tight end in motion right. To throw is Jackson. No hesitation, goes right back to Likely. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. In motion left, Bateman. Play action. Now Jackson. There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
Previous play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And got his man complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. And even 40 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Watson off play action, sliding out of the pocket. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Keeps himself upright. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Elijah Moore, 35 yards. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson about ready to take over once more. He already with a couple of touchdown throws in this first half as his guys start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Holding. Offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now it's Jackson. He's able to find Wallace. So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 20. In motion, Aguilar. A handoff, running left, Henry. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Jackson now. A short one there, caught by Likely. It'll be a gain of 5, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now 3rd down and very long. Now Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep, James Prochet. This is taken at the 15. Runs through the contact. A big kick. 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Cleveland offense making their way out. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 1st down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson.
Into the hands of Cedric Tillman.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Oh, he stays up. They shakes him off. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely first down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on 3rd. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
A short one there, caught by Likely. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, Alpha, it's hot.
They go play action now. Jackson, nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The linebacker, Jordan Hicks, flying in there for the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Jackson. Complete. It's Henry. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. Call it a gain of a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun, Jackson.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted.
Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zones, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
This one downfield for Tillman.
That's caught at the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 59 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
And that, nearly picked off.
Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead,
It's second down. Eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 42. He'll start with a give to Henry. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 56 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. They take over here with good field position thanks to that nice return after the interception, as they're already in the red zone, 1st and 10. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson, able to get away. He'll buy some time right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. And now with the play clock getting down, Kevin Stefanski going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Here's Watson. out to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Browns take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Here's a 2nd and 8. In motion right is Aguilar. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice, consistent gain.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw. That's caught. It's Flowers. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Zay Flowers with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. He'll fire deep, looking for more.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Flushed out right.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
It's a foot race.
Elijah Moore.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Elijah Moore.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Browns are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception.
to kick off fourth round.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Ravens offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. Every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. They go play action with Jackson. Bateman's got it on the crossing route here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing is Jackson. And a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete.
And that's another throw that could have been intercepted. Part of this, you credit the defense. They've been really stingy. But he's also made some really questionable throws. And that's another one right there.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's going to be met at about the 43. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Now it's Jackson. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. I call it no gain there on the first down play. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And he stopped immediately there. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Play action. Now Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
That was a heck of an effort to stop him just short of the marker, but now they're going to need another big play on fourth down on defense, I believe, because offensively, they went from 3rd and long to now it's a go situation here on 4th and inches.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot! Get hot! Get hot!
They'll try and run the option.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
Little read option, the end result, the first down, so a good read.
And the way teams are running it nowadays, they've added variety to it. You know, the original way was you read the defensive end. If he crashes down, you pull it and you go. Now they may not even block that person, may end up reading the linebacker, may read the cornerback. Just depends on how they want to block it up. In any case, this worked well for them.
Jackson from the shotgun.
And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Ready? Let's go.
2nd and 10.
In motion left goes a tight end.
To throw is Jackson.
And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman on the touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout. And that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You're talking about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Tucker with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback Deshaun Watson set to take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Watson.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Now Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Watson now to throw. Shakes off the sack, and they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Jackson now. They set up the screen for Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, we're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Play action. It's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the second time.
Prochet on the return.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
Now it's Watson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late.
So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. And this is going to wind up a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that flag accepted.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 40.
He'll set up to throw from the gun.
A short throw caught by Andrews. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
This is 2nd and 8.
In motion comes the tight end left. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A 1st down carry for Henry.
Down to about the 37.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
76 yards on the ground now for Henry. He's got a first down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. Henry up the middle. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gault. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.
Former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points, too.
Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off for Macrisher. Return starts at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. What? Wilson airing it out to start. Fights off the pressure. Forced out to his right. He's going to keep it this time. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Oh, they faked the spike. They're going to throw. And they aren't fooled by that fake spike. They kept charging and got there to take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. On the move, headed right. He's on the move. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Third and long for him here. Gets himself free. Launching deep down the right sideline. And they can't connect on the third down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got fourth down. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion, but this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Here we go.
From the 29. Hauled in left side. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Running with Mixon out of the gun. Big play, pushes them beyond midfield. And he's finally hauled down at the 43. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
On the quick, right?
On the ground again with Mixon. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Minkah Fitzpatrick in on the stop. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Keeping it with Mixon. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. His running back hauls it in deep right. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Nixon on the toss. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Oh, man.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Escapes out to the left. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans have a great first drive and get the game's first points. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Cordero Patterson now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. So it's 2nd down coming up.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again is Russ. Buys time, rolling right. On the move, looking deep down. A risky throw, and they're going to intercept it. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Well, great work by the defense there, Brock. Coverage keeping things tight downfield even as he extended the play, and as a result, they pick up the INT.
And the eyes were bigger than the stomach on that throw. It was as if he was committed to it right when he left the pocket. But if nothing opens up, you're going to pay for trying to make a throw that simply isn't there.
This Texans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Has his man. It's Mixon. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing.
And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it sets up a Houston first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, let's go.
Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now, and that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Already.
From the 17. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. Our score, 14-0. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They have 1st and 10. First down, here's Russ. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't go backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. I've had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still second down.
Offense to the line for second down. Trying again, following the sack. Chased out to his right. He takes it himself. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Let's see what they went with on third down. Russ now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. This ball's caught by Pickens. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Here's Cameron Johnston to punt it away once more. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
All right.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Dumped off to his running back. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Mixon on the counter. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
From the gun, Stroud. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. It's a gain of 22. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And they bring him to a stop, but this run gets him into the red zone down to the 15. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
On the quick, right?
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He brings it in. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Here's Stroud now. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans take a 20-zip lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans stretch their lead to 21. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. They'll have a long field ahead of him, partners. He's wrapped up shy of the 15. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And things are really getting away from him, so an important moment here to try and get a sustained possession going. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Forced out to his right. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Wilson now from the gun. And he won't escape this. The Texans take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity in any success for an offense.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. On the move, headed right. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their 1st. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. The Steelers set to punt it. It'll be Cameron Johnston doing the honors. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Throwing is Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. Looks like about 6. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
From the 43. Sends it to Diggs along the sideline. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Oh, hey. Hey.
Looking to throw, Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, Stroud. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But fortune on the Texans side. Ooh, one of their guys got to it. They're going to keep the football. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. A handoff for Mixon, running right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Steelers calling their 1st timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here comes the final play of our first half. He's back to throw. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. We've come to halftime. The Texans in unfriendly confines. But hey, they've got the lead. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Now Boswell on to send this away. Damian Pierce now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Texans returning their offense and this running back to the field. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Buys time, rolling right. Schultz with the catch. Keeps himself upright. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans grow their lead yet again.
Naomi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This is taken in at the 13. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Going to Harris to start the half. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They'll run it for the first time with Jalen Warren. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. To throw, here's Wilson. Throw complete to Williams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, 1st down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Wilson on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A give left side. Here's Harris. Has a big hole left. And finally, they catch up to him at the 11. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Harris once more. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
From the gun, it's Wilson. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Wilson looking to throw. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth.
Good side.
Throwing now, needing a first. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers start the second half with some needed points. George Pickens the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
That one splits the uprights. And the Steelers cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Now Boswell on to send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. Digs there to bring it in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Here we go.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Chased out to his right. He's got him. That's Mixon. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up a Houston first. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's able to get this down to the 13. 2nd and 3 now. And they're going to throw. No spike. Trying to catch him off guard. Took off with it again. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Back to throw, Stroud. Flush down now to his left. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans lengthen the lead at the end of the third. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans continue piling on to this lead.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Returning it from the 16. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Steelers and George Pickens set for this next possession. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this third quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Russ now from the gun. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Wilson now from the gun. He's on the move. And they get to him again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. The Steelers have possession, but this game, pretty one-sided. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here's Wilson. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jimmy Ward has it. And the Texans take over at the start of the red zone. He's tackled right at the 20.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
He tucks it and takes off. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB. And it gave him just enough room to run.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, Stroud. Forced out to his right. Oh, he's calling his own number again. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They're going to run here. It's Mixon. Dodges the tackle, and he's in. Touchdown. The Texans keep running away with this. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs in, Miss Kate.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those horses before they find pay dirt.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans tack on 7 more to their lead.
Steelers 7. Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steelers offense headed out. And all game they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Finds his back complete. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 32. Dumped off to his running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
And the Texans go in nickel coverage, 3rd down. Wilson. On the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Secures this at the 17. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out.
Delay of game, offense.
Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap.
Still first down.
They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that first down flag.
All right.
Going right side, Mixon with it. Escapes a defender. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Gets them 6 yards and back on the positive side of things. It's now 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0.
Right.
Running it after the penalty. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
All right.
On the ground again with Mixon. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Texans put this one away a long time ago. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Keeping it with Mixon. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
The Texans set to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them. First down, here's Russ. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Caught, nice gain left side. And he'll go down here at the 16. That one goes for 25 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. From the red zone now. And he overshoots his man. It's incomplete. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Now Wilson on the play fake. And the defender comes away with it. by Jalen Petrie. And the Texans get it back after making their third first-half interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Jukes one defender. Nixon a first down and more. Finds a seam. Left side. He's off to the races. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So the Texans come away with a road win. And this is a game that proves every Pee Wee and Pop Warner and high school coach across the country correct, Brock. Teams who make fewer mistakes and turnovers gonna win a lot of football games. They kept the football, they forced a couple of turnovers, and that was a big part of the difference in this one. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Pittsburgh.
www. www.